Hey there students, Professor Walters here, and today we're going to talk about how you, a student, can brand yourself better online so you're more attractive to recruiters. Because I'm going to be honest with you, recruiters, they Facebook stalk you. Not just LinkedIn stalking, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. And if you think your stuff is, it's privacy, no one will ever find it, believe me, they're gonna find it. So let's talk about how you can seem more professional online to help you be more attractive to those recruiters. And I think one thing that's really important, before you start working on your LinkedIn and your social media, your website, all these things, one thing you really gotta focus on is developing your personal brand. Like I have whole classes on personal branding you can watch to teach you how to build up your personal brand. But the thing is, when you think about it, defining your personal brand is basically, what are you passionate about? Who are you? What makes you tick? These are things that are gonna help you sell yourself, because people don't wanna hire a resume. They wanna hire a person that cares about things, works on things, is excited about certain things. So think about it. What are your strengths? What do you bring to the table? You need to be highlighting those things, because recruiters, they wanna know what you're good at, and if they need those things, they're gonna hire you because you have the skills they need. And so when you think about it, your personal brand are those strengths, the skills you have, right? Those things you're passionate about, your personality, all that together, that is your personal brand. So have that in mind when you're creating these things, when you're working on your social media to make it more professional, when you're developing that digital portfolio, okay? Because that's what you gotta think about, is that's gonna be the overriding factor when you wanna be more attractive to recruiters. You can't just be another person that graduated with a marketing degree or another person that graduated with an accounting degree. You need something more than that, okay? Now, what you can do, and when I talk about that Facebook stalking, really what they're doing is they're first gonna stalk you on LinkedIn. So let's start by getting you to really optimize and clean up your LinkedIn profile. So what does that mean? Well, number one, start growing your network on LinkedIn. All your friends from classes, all of your professors. Like, I'm always amazed when I tell my students at the end of the semester, don't forget to become my friend, or let's connect on LinkedIn. You want to grow that professional network, because you never know who's going to know somebody that can know somebody that can help you out. And so you want to think about that, right? But if we're starting about optimizing your LinkedIn profile, one, it starts with your profile picture. Does it look like a young professional? Or do you look like you just took it when you're here on vacation in Heidelberg, right? No, you want to make sure so you give off this aura of, yes, I am a professional. Have it there. Now, if you're going for a job that's about adventuring and going in the mountains kind of stuff, and it's about getting jobs and being a hiking instructor, then yes, maybe you need to have the mountains behind you. But for a general accounting, marketing, business kind of thing, they want to see, are you a professional? Can you be professional? And so your profile picture needs to be professional. So borrow that suit jacket from your dad, get the tie from your buddy, and get a nice picture done, okay? Because you want it to be clean, friendly, and professional. Now, next up, let's talk about your headline. Now, your headline in LinkedIn, some students just put a student at the University of Illinois or marketing student. No. You want to have something more in there. Maybe something like social media marketing student focused on delivering value in every social situation. Something out there that really says who you are. Remember that personal brand we talked about? Put some of that personal brand into it so they know that, this isn't just some another student. This is someone that has something to say, because you really want to have that description that describes you, okay? What makes you special. Now, next we're going to go to the about section, and this is where you really expand upon what you're about, those strengths, those weaknesses, that stuff we talked about in developing your personal brand. You're putting those things in here to talk about the things that you can do. Basically, you're telling your story, how you got where you are, why you're passionate about what you're passionate about. That could be a much more educational experience to a recruiter than any resume can give them, right? So put that in there. And the thing is, when you're putting your LinkedIn profile, you control how much you put in. You control what you say. Whereas sometimes you're like, does anybody even read the cover letters I send out? I always wonder sometimes. This way, hey, if they're reading it, you put in what you need to put in, and it's not just them making you fill out a form. Also in that about section, put in the projects you worked on, the jobs you had. What have you done? If you've done social media projects, I work with the local ice cream shop and help grow their Instagram portfolio their Instagram following by 40%. You're putting things in there to show what you've done, your experiences, projects you've done in class, assignments you've done, things that you can show people like, look, I took a class, but this is what I got out of it. Because I tell you what, nobody knows what you learn in a class. Even professors at the same school that teach in the same area don't necessarily know what you're learning in that class. So you need to let people know the skills you acquired. Put that in an about page, put those certifications you got, list all of that stuff. Put in your education, right? When you talk about you, education, where you at your degrees, or if you have certifications, people love that because sometimes people are searching for people on LinkedIn that have certain certifications because I need somebody that has the HubSpot certification for Twitter or X or whatever. List those things out there, put it all in there to give a more robust boom to your LinkedIn profile. Also, you want to make sure you're actually posting on LinkedIn. So if you do a project, or let's say you do an assignment, like I have my students do a homework assignment on writing a blog about digital privacy. Well, you know what? After they write it, they should take the corrections, if there's any, and then make a LinkedIn post about it to show, look, I'm actually posting things in my industry talking about these important topics. And that shows those recruiters, wow, you've been thinking about this stuff for a couple of years. You're not just talking that you like social media, you've written papers on it. And it's just your homework assignment. They don't need to know that. But that's one of the things you kind of think about, like I can really show off here, okay? So that's LinkedIn. Now, another thing I want you to do, go and clean up those social media profiles. Now you may say, but Mark, I have it on private. Look, it's on private. It's not hard to get through. I know somebody that knows you, boom, boom, boom. Also, your profile picture, a lot of them, I can click on it, see your profile picture, swipe over to see some of your other profile pictures. Is that what you want people to see? If it is, totally fine. But if it's not, maybe I want to be careful because they do social media stalk you people. Be aware of that, okay? They want to make sure they're not going to have any surprises when they hire you, okay? So what do you do when you clean up your social media? Okay, 1, remove any inappropriate pictures, inappropriate tweets, inappropriate posts, anything that you're like, I don't know if I'd want my boss to see that. Good rule of thumb, if you post it so your mom couldn't see it, yeah, you definitely should take it off. And if it's for the ones you definitely want grandma to see it, you should burn it and maybe go to church and pray for your soul for what you did, kind of stuff. But no, you want to eliminate anything that could be considered questionable. And so once you've gotten rid of the bad stuff, what you want to do is curate what people see. You know, on TikTok where they let you pin your 3 favorite TikToks, put those on there to really show off your work. If you're on Twitter or X, make sure that pinned tweet on the top is one that really shows off what you can really do. You want to curate that so they can really see the work you've done, the good stuff you have, so you can curate in a way that really shows off your skills, all right? So you've optimized your LinkedIn, you've cleaned up your social media, you create all these things. What else can you do? Well, you also need to set up a platform to show off your work. You need to create your own digital portfolio, okay? Which means you need to have your own website. So when people search for Mark Walters, they find my Walters World website. If they search for Professor Walters, they can find Professor Walters stuff. But the thing is, you want to have a place where you can show off your work. You have your bio there, you have your resume, samples of your social media posts. You really curate a really perfect representation of the work you've done to really show off what's there. So when they look up for you, they look you up, they find all the stuff you did, they find the stuff that you want them to find, okay? So sometimes people just do the easiest way, like, oh, that's their website, I'll just look there. And you do that. And the thing is, I would go more in depth into making your digital portfolio, but I actually have a video, boom, right here, go click up there, that actually teaches you how to make a digital portfolio that's going to help you get jobs. So watch that video to go into what you need to put into that digital portfolio, okay? But let's go back to the river for the end here. And then another thing I want you to do, if you want to look good, like I said, those friends, follow the people on LinkedIn and stuff. Do that for other social media profiles as well. So it shows that you're following marketing people or woodworking people if you're in the woodworking industry, whichever thing. But you want to make sure you're looking and seeing what is the world seeing of me when I'm online. That's why another thing you want you to do is go and search yourself online. What do people find when they search you up? So put your name and your university, put it there, see what goes up. Put that in your hometown, see what comes up. But put it on the privacy setting, the other where it doesn't have the cookies, because what'll happen a lot of times is you'll actually just see the stuff that you show yourself. You want to look like if it's somebody didn't know you, never looked you up before, what would they find? See what comes up so that if you see there's things that are good or bad, you know that that could be what's on their mind. All right, so those are just a few things, a few words of advice I give to students when they're looking to kind of make themselves look better to recruiters online. What advice do you have for students or not even just students, anybody that's looking for work, how can they clean up their online portfolio to look better to recruiters and job opportunities. Anyway, let us know in the comments below so we can help other people find those great jobs and help recruiters find the best people for them. Bye from here in Heidelberg.